In the heart of Costa Rica, where vibrant landscapes hide the shadows of the past, a tale unfolded, a sinister dance of jealousy, betrayal, and revenge. It was a story that etched its mark on the annals of forensic history, forever remembered as the tragedy of Gerardo Cruz. Born in February 1975, Samodi Fonseka emerged into the world in the quaint town of Cuba, Costa Rica. Her early years held fragments of a mysterious narrative, and the whispers of the locals hinted at a childhood marked by internal conflicts. Samodi, from her tender years, demonstrated a difficult and conflicted character. Rejection, a sentiment she could not endure, drove her to employ force and deception to obtain what she desired. Samodi's striking appearance and a figure that echoed perfection easily captivated men, but her relationships were short-lived. Greed and vanity placed material wealth and self-interest above all else, leaving her admirers disillusioned and disenchanted. In her youth, Samodi found employment in a large bookstore, becoming the image of a living Barbie doll. The moniker clung to her, defining her identity as she navigated the complex tapestry of her life. Her first notable affair was with Osvaldo Fernando Baleri, a successful journalist 16 years her senior. The relationship culminated in the birth of 2 children, Christopher and Christina. However, constant turmoil, fueled by Samodi's jealousy and aggression, severed their connection in 2012. Osvaldo's sudden demise exacerbated tensions as Samodi seized his house, changing locks and appropriating valuable items. Navigating through subsequent romances, Samodi's life took a mysterious turn. Former lovers disappeared under enigmatic circumstances, suspicions lingering but hard evidence eluding scrutiny. One such lover mysteriously vanished, reinforcing speculations of Samodi's involvement. Yet the tendrils of truth remained elusive. In the tapestry of Samodi's life, a pivotal figure emerged, Gerardo Cruz. Born in December 1992 in San Jose, Costa Rica, Gerardo's roots were anchored in a family scarred by early tribulations. Raised by his stepfather, Hermes Rodriguez, Gerardo enjoyed a calm and carefree youth. His love for motorcycles and an early encounter with his soulmate, Carol, painted a picture of a serene existence. At 23, Gerardo, alongside his chosen one and their daughter Genesis, established a family in the suburbs of San Sebastian. His life seemed content, a narrative painted with familial bliss and the promise of a second addition to their family. Little did he know that the threads of his destiny were intricately interwoven with Samodi's web. In the summer of 2015, Gerardo's path intersected with Samodi's. She, a 40-year-old woman still radiating attractiveness, frequented the bakery where Gerardo worked. Despite a significant age difference, Gerardo succumbed to Samodi's allure. The affair unfolded in secrecy, with Samodi's eldest daughter, Christina, often accompanying her to the bakery. Initially, Gerardo masterfully balanced the dualities of family life and secret liaisons. However, the allure of boasting about his clandestine affair led him to share details with friends and colleagues. The revelation reached Gerardo's mother, who, aware of Samodi's threats, implored him to sever ties. The affair unraveled in October 2015, when Samodi discovered Gerardo's familial commitments. Furious and scorned, Samodi unleashed a torrent of threats upon Carol, Gerardo's wife. The once secret lover turned scorned, vowing harm if Gerardo did not belong to her alone. In a desperate bid to salvage his family, Gerardo managed to appease Carol. In his naivety, he believed that Samodi's threats were ephemeral, a tempest that would soon subside. Days after the breakup, Gerardo became an inadvertent witness to an egregious act. On a downtown street, he spotted an older man surreptitiously filming a young girl's intimate moments. Outraged, Gerardo confronted the man and intervened, capturing the incident on his phone. Unbeknownst to him, the man he exposed was Luis Sulmano Delgado, a former government official. In an act of bravery, Gerardo posted the video online, bringing the misconduct to the public eye. Overnight, Gerardo transformed into a national hero, his story disseminated across media platforms. However, fame came at a cost. Lawyers hired by Delgado accused Gerardo of violating privacy laws, setting the stage for a legal battle. As the public debated the morality of Gerardo's actions, he remained steadfast, believing in the righteousness of his cause. On October 7, 2015, Gerardo, unaware of the impending tragedy, granted what would become his final interview on a local radio station. Confident in his moral standing, he anticipated no repercussions. Little did he know Samodi, nursing wounds of rejection and wounded pride, orchestrated a malevolent plan. Feigning an interview, she lured Gerardo to a park where assailants awaited. As Gerardo approached the agreed-upon location after his shift, 2 unknown men attacked him. Beaten, stabbed, and robbed, Gerardo valiantly dialed a friend before succumbing to unconsciousness. His friend, Oswald, alerted the police and medics, initiating a race against time to save Gerardo's life. For 42 days, Gerardo fought in the intensive care unit, his condition closely monitored by a nation that had once celebrated him. On November 19, 2015, Gerardo Cruz succumbed to his injuries, leaving a void in the hearts of those who had followed his journey. In the aftermath of Gerardo's death, theories surrounding the crime surfaced. Initial suspicions leaned towards a robbery murder, given the circumstances of the attack. However, the revelation of surveillance footage shifted the narrative. The video captured 2 men fleeing the crime scene, opening a new chapter in the investigation. The discovery of the footage breathed life into the stagnant inquiry. With public assistance, the police identified the fleeing men, unraveling the threads of Samodi's meticulously woven plan. The accomplices, Ronald and Caesar, were apprehended, setting the stage for a trial that would expose the depth of Samodi's malevolence. The arrest of Ronald and Caesar was a turning point in the investigation. These accomplices, once faceless shadows in the night, now stood in the harsh light of justice. Their confessions opened a Pandora's box of deceit, exposing the layers of Samodi's conspiracy. Samodi Fonseka, the puppet master of the plot, had not acted alone. Her daughter, Christina, was intricately woven into the fabric of the crime. Through phone records and text messages, investigators unraveled the intricate web that Samodi had spun, outlining roles and responsibilities for each participant. The sinister motive behind the plot was nothing more than Samodi's banal jealousy, a venomous desire to monopolize Gerardo's affection. The trial, which commenced in December 2017, cast a spotlight on the malevolent duo and their co-conspirators. Shockingly, this was not Samodi's first encounter with the legal system. Past transgressions, including document forgery for state payments, hinted at a pattern of criminal behavior. Yet, the justice system's leniency had allowed her to elude severe consequences. Amidst the courtroom drama, a peculiar chapter from Samodi's past resurfaced. Miguel Angel Perez, a former lover and father of her youngest daughter, had fallen victim to Samodi's devious machinations. Using falsified documents, she secured alimony from him, leading to a suspended sentence when her deceit was exposed. The trial painted a grim picture of Samodi and Christina's involvement in Gerardo's murder. The text messages, vivid in their details, narrated a chilling story of how Samodi had meticulously planned the crime, involving others in her web of malice. The date of the murder, October 7th, was a product of her calculated choices. The execution of the crime unfolded as per Samodi's script. Gerardo, oblivious to the impending doom, followed the trail set by fate. The hired assailants, Ronald and Caesar, implemented the plan, robbing Gerardo of his possessions and leaving him battered and lifeless. The twisted aftermath included Samodi demanding personal belongings of her former lover as a grotesque trophy. The courtroom became a stage where the tragedy of Gerardo Cruz was dissected, exposing the raw wounds of a crime rooted in jealousy. The defense sought to mitigate the consequences, exploiting legal technicalities and human vulnerabilities. The wife of the victim, Carol, testified about Samodi's threats and Gerardo's decision to dismiss them. As the trial unfolded, the web of deceit began to unravel. Samodi and Christina were sentenced to 30 years in prison, while Ronald and Caesar received 25 years each. The two hired assailants, considered juveniles, faced a different legal trajectory within the system, specializing in underage offenders. Yet, the end of the trial did not mark the conclusion of the saga. In an unexpected twist, the lawyers of Samodi and Christina appealed the verdict, hoping to sway the higher courts to reduce the sentences. Their legal maneuvering extended the agony for Gerardo's grieving family. The wheels of justice turned slowly, and it wasn't until November 2019 that a new trial commenced. During this time, the identity of the elusive second assailant became known. This figure, not privy to the intricate details of the plan, had participated in the massacre but remained on the periphery of the conspiracy. The appeal process bore fruit for Samodi, Christina, Ronald, and Caesar. The sentences were reduced by 5 years each, a development that sparked outrage among those who had hoped for a stringent punishment fitting the heinous crime. The legal system's intricacies and the emotional toll on Gerardo's family highlighted the complexities of justice. As the legal battle unfolded, Samodi languished in a women's prison in Costa Rica. Reports from the summer of 2020 revealed a new chapter in her life, a registered marriage with Lindsay Diaz-Lopez, a fellow inmate. While Samodi navigated the confines of incarceration, her chosen partner had managed to secure parole. The story of Gerardo Cruz, a tale that began with heroism and ended in tragedy, echoed across the nation. The public, once united in condemning the assailants, now grappled with the nuances of a justice system that, at times, appeared imperfect. Gerardo's family, who had initially expressed gratitude for the court's decision, found themselves once again entangled in the complexities of legal proceedings. In the shadow of prison walls, Samodi Fonseka, now Lindsay Diaz-Lopez, continued her life, seemingly indifferent to the pain she had caused. The narrative that unfolded, marked by twists and turns, painted a chilling portrait of a woman driven by jealousy to orchestrate a crime that claimed a young life. The tale of Gerardo Cruz, a story of love, betrayal, and a quest for justice, resonated as a cautionary saga. In the heart of Costa Rica, where the echoes of the past whispered through the palm trees, the memory of Gerardo Cruz lingered, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that jealousy could unleash.